Well, hey everybody, let's have some fun, get together and create some long exposures together. So my good friend Rick LePage and I are excited to be launching this first project of 2021. These projects are really self-guided with group Zoom meetings, no more than 10 photographers, so we can all be interactive. And we're gonna delve deep into long exposure photography. It's gonna be over 10 days from February 4th through the 13th, so we'll wrap just before Valentine's Day. There'll be plenty of self-guided time to go out, capture images, and employ what we're talking about. I'm gonna give you my brand new long exposure photography video course that's just dropping right now, so you'll have that as kind of background information, and then we'll go deep into it and we'll have an exercise for the first 4 days to just kind of get your creative thought process going on long exposures. We'll have a couple of long Zoom meetings during that with some lectures and group Q&A and example images. Then we're going to go out and do a final project over the last 6 days of the project, and we'll put together a gallery. We'll go through those images. We're going to look at some of your images from before we do the project. We'll look at images that we do during the project. We'll learn from each other's image making. Rick and I are going to talk about the gear that you want to think about using, from filters to support equipment to camera settings. We'll talk about the mindset of noticing what would be interesting for long exposure work. We'll talk about ways to creatively use long exposures to, say, blur water moving through the landscape, or clouds moving over mountain ranges, or cityscapes, or cars blurring through the city across streets, or fireworks. The sky's kind of the limit for the creative use of blurring motion with long exposure. But we'll also talk about crafting higher quality, larger printable images by using lower ISO and narrower aperture in static landscapes to just create higher quality images with long exposure. There's a lot to talk about, and I know that we can all learn better as a group, collaborating, looking at each other's images. It's that thing that's so special in workshops, but we're going to do it from the safety and security of our own homes, given this current moment in history, and get together as a group and collaborate. So the other thing, I'll give gear lists about the stuff that I think you should think about having for long exposure photography, and we'll have a WhatsApp chat running all the time so everyone can collaborate, talk about each other's scouting, show images, ask questions, communicate back and forth, and Rick and I will be monitoring that and kind of keeping an eye on it. You can always get your questions answered in the group setting. Rick and I are going to be available through the project for one-on-one work with people that need it. It's going to be a ton of fun. I always wind up learning as much as I teach in these projects and having a great time in the process. So I hope to see you there. We're going to have a little bit of early bird pricing. Check the specs on the website. It's going to be a ton of fun, and I hope you'll get involved.